Welcome back to Dickin' Around Outdoors. We've got a crisp day here in Chicagoland, but that's not going to stop us from whipping up a recipe that's equally at home on the breakfast table, light lunch, or as an appetizer mid-afternoon or on a tapas platter. This one's got it all. So stick around. We're going to get the fire going, and we're going to whip up a Spanish tortilla. Today on Dickin' Around Outdoors, we're going to make a Spanish tortilla. Now, banish from your mind all thoughts of a tortilla that you're going to make a burrito out of or a taco. A Spanish tortilla is actually an egg dish, similar to a frittata. We've got the charcoal lit. Before we get started, take a second, punch that little red subscribe button down in the corner. Let's go see what we're going to cook today. Traditionally, a Spanish tortilla is made with potatoes. But today we're going to substitute mushrooms for the potatoes. So the ingredients that we're using today, we have Manchego cheese. If you don't have Manchego handy or can't find that locally, go ahead and substitute mozzarella or Monterey Jack. We're also going to use a small onion, olive oil, paprika, parsley, salt and pepper. We have mushrooms, 8 eggs, and we're going to do all of this in a shallow Lodge 10-inch Dutch oven. So as I said, a Spanish tortilla is really an egg casserole. What's unique about it is it's designed to be eaten cold. So once you cook it, you let it cool down, and then you eat it. That's what makes it really great if you want to do breakfast or a brunch. Also, you can make it in the morning. You can go ahead and have it as a light lunch, as I said, or as an afternoon snack, put it with a sort of an appetizer plate. Another thing you could do, since this is made to be eaten cold, throw it in a boat and have it for lunch while you're out fishing. So it's really a versatile dish, and it's quite a tasty dish. Now the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and slice the mushrooms thin. We've already diced up the onion. Dutch oven is warming up. We're going to saute the vegetables with a little bit of salt and pepper. After we get the vegetables softened and the water out of the mushrooms, we're going to go ahead and mix up the egg and cheese, throw the parsley in, and then that mixture goes over top, and we put the lid on, and then we bake it. So hang around, let us show you what we got going on. The Dutch oven's been heating up over a good bed of coals for about 10 minutes. It's important to always let the cast iron warm up before you're cooking it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to dump in our olive oil. Let that warm up for just a second or two. We've got a nice hot pan. It's important to use all the olive oil. It's a big flavor component for this dish. We've got the oil rippling, so let's go ahead. We'll toss in the onions and mushrooms and let those saute. And we're going to say this is going to be 10 minutes, give or take. But we'll let them go until the water is out of the mushrooms because we don't want a wet pan. It's been about 20 minutes. The mushrooms and onions are getting very close. Remember, you want to get the mushrooms cooked so that all the water comes out and it evaporates. You don't want water in the pan, otherwise you'll poach your egg and it won't cook correctly. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to mix up the 8 eggs. We've already beat those up. We're going to drop in the parsley, just a touch of salt and pepper. You want to be careful you don't get too much. So I'm going to put just a touch in, and then you can salt to taste afterwards. And the cheese. And again, we're using Manchego. If you can't find Manchego, mozzarella or Monterey Jack work just fine. So all we're going to do is mix this up, then pour it on top of the vegetables, and put the lid on and bake that for about 20 minutes. Vegetables are ready. It's been about 25 minutes. We've let them cook down quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and pour the egg mixture over top. And then we're going to let this sit uncovered until the edges of the eggs set up. And after they set up, then we're going to go ahead and cover it up and bake it. I've got some new charcoal going because we've gone for this 20 minutes. Charcoal is going to last you maybe 30, good day 40, depending on what charcoal you're using. So I want to make sure we have a nice hot bed on top. It's about 8 minutes in now. The edges are set up, so what we're going to do is just run a spatula around real quick. We want to give ourselves the edge to release this when we're done cooking. So we're going to go ahead and run the spatula around the edge, let some oil get in there. Then we're going to move the pan over here to the new bed of coals I have, put the lid on, and let it cook. We've got the lid on. We're gunning for about 375. Again, if you've heard me before, Dutch oven cooking is as much an art as a science. We're trying to get close to 375, but it all depends on the wind, the temperature, your charcoal. So we've got 7 coals on the bottom. We've got 16 on top, and we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. We want the tortilla to set up, so we're going to make sure the center's set up, and we are going to rotate the pan about every 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes in. I'm going to rotate the pan. For those of you that haven't seen one of my previous videos, when you rotate the Dutch oven, what you want to do is turn the base one direction and the lid the opposite direction. So I normally turn the base quarter turn, a third of a turn clockwise, and then I turn the lid counterclockwise. And what that does is just balances out the heat, because charcoal is not a consistent source of heat. 20 minutes is up. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, I think we're done. So what we do now is we're just going to set the lid off to the side. Take the pan off the heat, and we're going to let that cool for 20 minutes. Okay, we've let this cool for about 25 minutes. It is cast iron, so it still retains some heat, so I've got my gloves on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it out of here. So I'm relying on my seasoning to take care of me here. So let's flip this out and see how it looks. Oh man, does that look awesome. You can see the onions are ridiculously well caramelized. Mushrooms, the egg is set up nicely. We've got some olive oil on top. That couldn't have come out better. All right, let's cut into this. I'm gonna go ahead and serve it straight from the lid of the Dutch oven. There you have it, Spanish tortilla. Today we're gonna have it for brunch, so we've just matched it with some fruit. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to all of the subscribers. We do appreciate you. I'm going to dig in. This is so good. The mushrooms add the meatiness to it. The onions give it a nice sweet taste. Overall, this is a fantastic breakfast. I hope you try this recipe. When you do, please post a comment below and let us know what you think. Take care. We'll see you next time.